All right, class, we are into week 11. You're doing the key terms in your foundations book, the second part of key terms. If you take a look what I've got on my screen right here, see if I can just go into full screen, help you out a little bit. We are focusing in on the key terms church, calling, IMB missionary, not just a missionary, but an IMB missionary, at least for the International Mission Board, how they define what a missionary is. That's a great conversation, regardless of how connected you are into the International Mission Board, because I think it could at least be a springboard. Let's just say you have a lot more connections to another organization. It definitely allows and sparks some greater conversation as to how each organization defines what a missionary is. Of course, we can do everything we can, first and foremost, to build our concept of what a missionary is from a biblical perspective. That word is not in actually the Bible. It is based off of a Latin term, but without a doubt, we can make a biblical foundation for the role of a missionary and exactly what they're supposed to do. So take a look at that in partnership with a missionary team. And then for the sake of this class, that last bullet point right there is really important for you to discuss, because a lot of times the subject of mission and missions, unreached peoples and places, gets a little bit hijacked because you might start talking about local ministry, compassion-based ministry. You might even talk about certain places within the United States, or even nearby places like Haiti, places that are relatively close, and that will get the lion's share of focus and attention regarding mission type of ministry within your local church. So this is important for you to really think through this carefully, and that's a great talking point with your mentor with regard to the role of unreached peoples and places within Christian mission. That also has a fun dynamic to it because of the role that diaspora peoples play, because you know as well as I do that we have people of different people groups living within our areas. And so there are unreached peoples that could be scattered in different locations. And that's just why it's an important conversation for you to have. Read through that carefully and use it for a good talking point with your mentor. One final thing I want to bring to your attention is just going back to this one right here related to the church. So I'm flipping over, and here begins the 12 characteristics of a healthy church. I want to just scroll back. Let me try and find it. It's right here, I think, on page 14. So let me move my picture out of the way up here. You see here on the bottom, 12 characteristics of a healthy church. Read through those. That's part of our key terms this week. Think about them actually carefully, critically, in a positive way, but critically with regard to your own local church. And then when you have that mentoring report, I want you to do something by yourself. If you think you feel comfortable to do it with your mentor, then by all means, I want you to incorporate this as an exercise too, meeting with your mentor. If you are using a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being unhealthy, 10 being healthy, how would you rate your church regarding each of these characteristics? You see, the world of Christian mission, especially amongst unreached peoples and places, is fantastic because you engage in this missionary task of entry evangelism, discipleship, healthy church formation, leadership development, and exit to partnership. At the point where you start to see people gathering together because of the work that you've engaged in, and you're wanting to understand, all right, to what level can I start to actually just leave them to function on their own? That sense of autonomy for the sake of the gospel and the kingdom multiplying in their own context. When you're thinking through that as to how to empower a local body of believers to do and to be the church on their own, this is the helpful tool to use for assessing whether or not that is taking place. I fundamentally agree with the International Mission Board that all 12 of these aspects should be incorporated into the life of a local believing congregation. And so you think about this with regard to something as simple as even giving. It's a sign of great health if you see that that local church is giving in the sense towards the ministries and the patterns of dispersing funds that they seem necessary and appropriate for their context. So back to what I just said, in your mentoring report, make sure that you at least answer it for yourself. And then those of you who feel comfortable enough with your mentor, have a conversation about, hey, how do you kind of see your local church with regard to evangelism? How would you rate it? How's the spirit of evangelism? And then also with membership, like go with membership. It's I don't know. You take it. It might be a quantitative discussion if you want to. I was thinking a bit more on the quality of membership in terms of people who know that they are a member of your local church, things of that nature, the gravity that has for people who are participating in your local body. So anyways, enough said about that. Hope you guys are having a great time. I hope you have a great rest of October and then jumping right into November. Hold the line, guys. You are doing great, and you'll see me through the next video. Reach out if you have any questions.